I literally had a conversation once with a hiring manager where I'm like, hey, you should, hire some Lambda School grads. He's like, I would never hire a Lambda School grad. I was like, well, okay, why not? I was like, I have $120,000 in student loans. Why would I hire somebody who hasn't paid anything yet? It's like, that's the most messed up way to think
Yeah.
about this
So
ever.
fucked. Not everyone thinks Lambda School is a good idea, which like blows my
No.
fucking mind. Like every time I read, and I wanted to talk about that because it's kind of like how that's possible and why, and like what you think of it is like something that I wanted to learn and to explore. People have there've been controversy. Lambda. It feels like the press is constantly trying to dig up like some sort of like Lambda School scandal or controversy where I think there was like there was maybe disparity between like like how many people were being graduated with and finding jobs, that you
Yeah, I can
claim
explain
versus
that.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So it took me like a while. I was just like, why? I mean, I'm looking at the outcome of Lambda School, right? And last I checked, it was north of $100 million per year that our grads are earning as a result of Lambda School that they weren't earning before, right? And it's just like,
Yeah.
and I mean, we've spent, first of all, Lambda has not been profitable since we started, risk sharing. So
Yeah.
we're losing money. Um, and like, if Lambda School is a scam, it is by far the best scam that has ever existed. So it took me a really long time to figure out why people were fighting us so hard. I was like, what is like, isn't what we're doing like just an inarguably good thing? Like, this is crazy. And certainly you can find examples of people who attended Lambda School and weren't successful, but they don't pay us anything. And you can find there's $1.7 trillion in outstanding student loans. Like the time it really clicked for me is when there was a school in California that it spent $170 million in taxpayer money and graduated like 12 people total. And the guy who ran that school was attacking me as being like a scam. And I was like, dude, you turned $170 million into vapor and like you're going after me. And he was like, but you're not aligned with the community the way that we are. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm way more aligned with the community. It's like, well, you're a for-profit. I was like, oh, that like for some people, education and for-profit, when you put them together, is just by definition bad. And education and nonprofit, when you put them together, are by definition good. And like that makes sense to me. Like I obviously I don't agree with that line of thinking. But then you kind of pile on top of that, the fact that half of Lambda School students don't have a degree, and we say it's possible to be successful without a degree. People feel very threatened by that.
Right.
And then
Like all the people who invested in their degrees, and like there's kind of this whole elite establishment of like degrees are the most important thing, and like we need to provide more college access instead of finding like other ways of that people can be trained in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I literally had a conversation once with a hiring manager where I'm like, hey, you should hire some Lambda School grads. He's like, I would never hire a Lambda School grad. I was like, well, okay, why not? I was like, I have $120,000 in student loans. Why would I hire somebody who hasn't paid anything yet? It's like, that's the most messed up way to think about this
So
ever.
fucked.
But like, it's super personal, right? And if I spent 4 years and a whole lot of money and I'm still making payments and I feel like the world should be equitable, then Lambda School is going against that, which I don't think that is happening consciously as often as it's happening subconsciously. but not everybody believes that the world is not zero sum.